Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. As the year 2025 wraps up, we are hitting some gathering we haven't done on one of these videos in a little bit, which is Black Zone. So right now I am out in my guild's territory. We have a territory and we have a hideout in this zone, so I do get to benefit a little bit from that. But all in all, I'm still pretty much alone, and we're going to hit the ground running, primarily focusing on skin and wood in these zones. Of course, if we get a good mist, we'll take advantage of that. I'm going to lap the territory real quick. And of course, out here in the BZ, I gather the nodes as well. Also super close to 100 tier 6 wood gathering. So pretty big news. We should actually hit that on stream. Or on this video, sorry. I am using my full skin gathering set, and I did switch my Q to the interrupt to take care of these pesky wolves. We've also got journals. Primarily we'll be focusing on the gamekeeper and the lumberjack journals, but I also have fiber and ore just in case we end up in one of those zones. And then 2 gathering pots in case I come across a really good treasure. Hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and is enjoying the holidays. Let me know in the comments down below what your New Year's resolution is. I think mine is pretty big. I've shared it already. By the end of 2026, my goal and dream is to go full-time in this content creator business. So if you guys want to see that, let me know. Let's keep going. Hopefully we can get some cubs out of these wolves and moose today. But, you know, honestly, I'm not going to hold my breath. We have a 21% enchant rate, which is pretty good. After I finish lapping my territory, I will head to my hideout so I can get rid of the homesickness debuff. That will also get me the, I guess, anti-homesickness debuff. I forget what it's called, but it gives me an extra 8% fame. So if you're gathering the Black Zone and your guild has a hideout out there somewhere, it's definitely worth it to, you know, jump in just for that quick second, get that buff. Alright, and there's that first wisp we saw, so we've done a full lap. I'll grab 5-1, because why not? That's the equivalent to 6 flat. So now I have rested, which results in 8% more combat and gathering fame. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move into the next zone, because we also hold a territory in here, and it's a tier 7 zone. So a little bit higher chance of some good resources. I'm going to head straight for this wood spot. I'll gather everything along the way. Or everything that's worth it, of course. Fortunately, I did just see Dahlia come from in here. She's one of the... Or they. I actually don't know if they're he or she. But they are one of the top 10 gatherers in the entire NA server, from what I hear. I very well could be SOL. Doing a check for enchanteds before I work through all of the unenchanted nodes. Already starting off with one full journal. Working on a second. Fantastic. Now, when you're in the roads or when you're open world gathering, always check every wisp that you find. Because what's our goal as gatherers? To make money, right? And you have to go where the money is. You find an enchanted wisp, you take it. Classic sign of somebody baby hunting. And ladies and gentlemen, that is 100 out of 100 on my first tier 6. So we're gonna go ahead and bop my learning points onto my tier 7 now. Make sure that one's turned off. Perfect. Let's see if this is possible in my gathering gear. Barely, just don't stand in stuff. Not the drop I was hoping for. Wanted one of these to drop a cub. We will do a quick lap of this territory, see if there's any goodies around the edge. And that's our second journal filled. We gotta watch out for that guy, so make a beeline back to here just in case. And like always, wait 7 seconds. If somebody used an invis potion, they will drop out of it by that time. Let's see where this walks to. I'll walk this real quick. It's a purple crate, so it's worth it. Drop-off's right on the other side of my territory, so might as well. Definitely a better exit to take than this one. I'm a fool. That was an easy 6,000 might, and let's go get that 5-2 bear that we just saw. Well, that seems like it's going to draw a lot of attention this way. I reckon that's my guild fighting for it. That'll be a big dunk of might. So let's go get some of that. Oh, jeez. I think I'm going to do classic runaway. Not really in a position to really help in that fight, given that I'm in all gathering gear. Did they just take the golden core into that dungeon? Or the golden vortex? Oh, very nice. Got a lumberjack tome. And that is an epic wisp. Fingers crossed that it brings us into a tier 8. Tier 7. But still really good. So we all know the wisp protocol. Run around looking for mobs and enchanteds before we take on any nodes. And that's the start of our second pie. So we're sitting at an estimated market value of 1.92, about halfway through the run. So that is just under $1 million in 30 minutes. So in that first pie, accomplishments, just under $1 million in profit, or in what we've collected so far. And we reached level 100 in Tier 6 Lumberjacks, Tier 6 Wood Gathering. So big wins this session. Kind of like either an invis or a dismount, so let's move towards the exit. Now we're taking this for 3 reasons. First reason is there's the small chance that it will be a tier 8, very small chance. If it's tier 7, we'll just keep working it. Second reason, and it is tier 7, so we'll just stay in this one. Second reason is that if it wasn't a tier 7 and we went back out to the zone that we were just in, that is one less missed at the time of the countdown, so there's a chance that one will spawn enchanted. And the third reason is I just don't want anybody else to get it. No rare wisp for them. That was a triple proc of some 7.3. 35,000. Not as good as other 7.3s. small chest on the map. Hopefully it draws any gankers or player killers away. Alright, that guy might be chasing, so I'm gonna have to pass up this bear real quick. Alright, I haven't seen his name tag in a second, so we will go back, we'll grab the bear, and if we die, it's because of my own folly. Fantastic. And we were able to fill a skinning journal from that as well. That was another gatherer, but stone isn't worth dying for, so I'll just move on. Gotta love the gathering glitch. Alright, what we're gonna do is, while the countdown's going, we're gonna hit this treasure. We're gonna use my gathering pots, even though they're tier 6 and this is a tier 7 treasure, it still should help. And then we will likely get booted back to the open world, which is fine by me. And that 5x fame from the learning point boost is doing its job. Of course, there go all my learning points, but it is what it is. Less than a minute until we get booted, so Unless I just bump into a really good wisp. Back to the open world for us. And with the last half of our pie, let's go get some more stuff out here. And 0 to 5, fantastic. So now that I've maxed tier 6 wood gathering, what happens to all that fame? Does it just go off into the void? Is it dead fame? Do another pass through the wood spot here, see if there's any enchanteds up for grabs. Tell me a mob that's worse than the T5 bear. Please. Show one to me. 'Cause I don't see it. T5 bear, worst animal mob in the game. That guy just came from somewhere. Took me a second to mount up. T6 wood, not worth dying for. So we'll move away. Looks like he may have just dropped out of a mist. Or like a roads that drops out randomly. It's probably a mist. Just one cub would be nice. Wolf, moose, one. Just one. Aw. Looks like he was doing the camp, but probably wanted to come see what I was up to. I was going to try to go back for that tier 7 tree, but he's still right there, so that's a no-go. We'll pull away. And with about 3.5 minutes left on the pie, what we'll do is I'm going to start working my way towards Portal City again. We're going to be checking mists along the way, because if it drops us in Breck, that'll be best case scenario. And if we get back to Portal City, we'll just swap to Royal, then Yellow Zone Mist Hunt. And of course, I'll speed that up if it gets to that point. And look at that. First Wisp. Fantastic. Easy. So I'm going to head straight there. I will gather any enchanteds, I guess, if I pass any. And right on time. So let's head back to the bank and depot, see what we got. So starting out, we have about 72.7 million in materials. And then in miscellaneous stuff, we've got another 6.53. So our starting value is 79.23 million. So then let's drop the tools and unfilled journals. So that brings us to a session profit of 1.78 million. So altogether, we got 1.78 million from this session. So let's go ahead and depot everything where it belongs. So that brings us to a grand total of 81.01 million. 81.01 million. So wonderful, wonderful session in the Black Zone today. A little bit of supplementation from the Mist. What a fantastic way to end 2025. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for a fantastic year of content, for a fantastic year of gathering, and for a fantastic year of Albion. I will see you all in 2026. Have a great rest of your year.